Hey, my name is Russell Della Pina, and in this video, I have the honor and the privilege to be speaking with Mr. Nate Friedman, founder of MSPsites.com. And it is an honor and privilege because of all the success that he's having and all those that he is serving, but also because I've had the honor and privilege to work with him. And so, Nate, how are you?
I'm doing great, Russell. Thank you so much. And vice versa. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with you. So I can honestly say that we're already seeing the results for our work. We kind of finished something up last month, and
Awesome.
just I'll just kind of, I don't know, bury the lead or whatever. But one of the big things we worked on was my offer stack for MSP sites and the value of it. You really encouraged me to raise the prices. And I about doubled the price. And we had a few signups this week already since we just launched the new pricing. No pushback. They love it. We love it. And we're getting paid twice as much. So I'm feeling good.
What a great way to start off 2025. And I love hearing that because at the end of the day, that's guys like me want to hear, right? Like what we're doing, what we did together worked, it's profitable, and I'm excited to hear that. Let me first start off by saying, could you share a little bit about what MSP Sites does for those that are not familiar with it yet? What does it do, and who does it
Great.
serve?
Yeah. So I think if you're watching this, you may not even know what an MSP is, and you don't know what that stands for. MSP stands for Managed Services Provider. And basically, it is like an outsourced IT company. So if you are a small business and you don't have an IT department, you most likely work with an MSP. And I think if you're one of Russell's followers and you're a part of his community and you're thinking about niching down, I think this is a great example of finding a niche that people don't know. It's a little bit under the radar. And MSP has been a great niche for me, but there's so many other niches out there that nobody's ever thought of. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I almost wish that the old phone book still exists, because I was like, I could just go through that old phone book. I could discover so many niches. And I don't know. I know people are into like, oh, home repair niche, but what about window cleaners? What about window replacement companies? What about, window glass? So there are just so many weird niches out there, and you don't need to know the details of an MSP. Just know that it's a weird niche out there, and I'm deep into it. MSP Sites is my website and marketing platform that helps MSPs win new clients.
Helps them win new clients, and it's true. Let me ask you this: if you were to summarize, probably like the number one to three problems that these folks have that you serve when they're trying to build a business, but they get stuck. They do everything right, or at least what the industry tells them to do. They got this beautiful looking website, and they're really good at what they do, but they get stuck. Why are they getting stuck? And what does MSP Sites help them get unstuck with?
Yeah, so our focus with this is the early stage MSPs. I've been kind of an entrepreneur for the last 20 years, and for a big part of those 20 years, I was in the early stage. So I think, like, it's okay. It takes time to grow your business, and I want to help people that are in that hustling early stage. So a lot of them, they don't have this beautiful website. They maybe have something that they put together on Wix, like the best of their ability. They read some blogs, they went to some webinars, and they kind of understand the basics of how to build a story brand style website, things like that. We've got social proof, we've got a call to action, but a lot of times it's actually not that great. It's a little bit unprofessional. And I
Mm.
think even for me, I'm great at building websites. Like, I can't do it like my designer can. She's like an amazing artist, and everything she does comes out pixel perfect. Whenever I do it, I'm like, why does not look good? But it just doesn't. When you try to build your own website, it just doesn't come out that great. So the first thing you get with MSP sites that we've set up for them is we've built 9 website templates that are based off of our experience working with MSPs. Because before I launched this, guys, like, I'm saying, you got to hustle for years. You got to grind for years. I had an agency, or I still have an agency, where we work directly with MSPs and we come on as their outsourced marketing department. So after working with hundreds of MSPs as their marketing agency, working on their websites, whether it's updating one that they built or building new websites for them, kind of learned some of the trends of what works with MSP websites, where to put the call to action, what is the right call to action, what type of social proof works, how to break down the services, number of pages, all these types of things. So we learned all those things, distilled them into 9 templates, and then we also took each of the 9 templates, we aligned them with what each one is aligned to one of the Jungian archetypes. So if you guys are kind of following Carl Jung and you know about brand archetypes, it's just popular in a lot of business today, a lot of branding uses this idea of archetypes. We've done the same thing where we've got an archetype for each of the Jungian archetypes, and then we've made these templates. So you get, when you sign up, one of the first things we do is we set up your website for you. You choose which of the archetypes that most aligns with your business or what you want your business to be like. Then we take your colors, your photos, your brand history. We do interviews with you, and we create this really high converting website for MSPs. So it looks good. It's professional, of course, but it's not a brochure website that just looks good. It's something that's really scientifically designed to generate new leads once you have traffic coming to your website. So that's the first thing.
You know, you hit on what I was hoping you would, and that is high converting. So most business owners, entrepreneurs will slap up a website, like you mentioned, a brochure, an info site that are not designed to take cold traffic and turn them into, here's my credit card, I want to buy from you. And so they scratch their head. They'll spend thousands of dollars, sometimes, I mean, crazy money on beautiful websites only to hear crickets. And they miss the fundamental fact that like it needs to actually have a certain pattern, certain frameworks that get people to go from, I have no idea who you are, I don't know, like, and trust you, to I know, like, and trust you, and oh my goodness, this is amazing, a no-brainer offer. Here's my credit card. How do I buy? Please just take my money. And what I loved about what we did together, you'd already done, obviously, you did everything. We just did some fine tuning, but you've got it dialed into where for these folks, you've got it set up to where you've got the right frameworks. You're using the Jungian, Carl Jung psychology, the hook story offer, the offer stacks. You're hand delivering to them what's cost you lots of years, lots of money to figure out, so they don't have to spend lots of years and lots of money to figure it out. They're being hand delivered on a silver platter, as we say, exactly what they need to start converting right away. And that's what I think you guys have done to essentially separate yourself from any competitors and leagues apart, and really kind of take this industry by storm. Does that sound about right?
Absolutely. And I think that talk that you just gave, when you gave me that and kind of helped put those in, verbalize that for me, that allowed us to double the cost of our setup fee, because when I first set up our setup fee, I was like, well, it's already double than what our nearest competitor is. But I think the truth is, you've described it as like, no, the competitors, they didn't do all of that studying. They didn't put everything. They don't have our website that you're getting that literally took me, our setup fee is $1,500 right now. No, that is going to cost you $15,000 if you're going to go out and hire somebody at minimum to put that together. And it cost me a lot more because you couldn't even get it for $15,000. But one of those things that you impressed upon me was your offer really needs to be 10 times more valuable than the cost. So I think for someone to go out and even try to build one of those websites from scratch, yeah, like that would be a steal at 15,000. You would really need to work with one of like the top funnel website design experts. And when I've gotten quotes from people like that, no, it's a lot more than 15,000. I think for you to even just do the copy for a site like that, you would probably charge more than 15,000. So
Yeah. No, people really need to understand that it is not just about a pretty website. It is about battle testing what takes cold traffic to here's my credit card and creating irresistible offers, as Alex Ramosi says, so good that people will feel stupid saying no. And you've done that and you've created all that so they can, it's literally plug and play, just bolt it on and it's like you're off running. It's not enough to be smart or an expert or have all this technical knowledge. There's got to be that art and the science that you combine of knowing how to sell your services and your expertise, which a lot of times is really uncomfortable for a lot of experts. In fact, in my, I'm not going to say, I'll just say in some of my circles, the word selling is like a bad word. It's there's an association with something that's dishonest or what have you, but you really have to me, sales is just a transfer of a belief. I believe this will help you. And I've got to do a good job at showing you that it'll help you. And so the IT expert, MSP that knows their trade but doesn't know the sales part is missing that, and that's where there's a struggle. And I think that's where you guys have come in and really solved that problem for them. What would you say are some internal struggles that these folks deal with on a regular basis when they're considering, like, how do I build this business successfully? What is kind of the 15 to 30-second conversation of doubt that they start off with that MSP sites solves?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't deserve good customers, and I think a lot of times they start with this kind of, lackluster marketing because they don't feel like they deserve it. So we found ways to kind of give them a little bit of this confidence as well. There's also, and I don't know where to start in terms of, after the website, well, how do I actually get clients? Where do I start after that? And that's the other big piece that we do is there's the marketing system, there's the coaching calls that go into that to actually help them win new clients. And I think one thing that you were just touching on about sales is I feel like it's, you said it's a transfer of knowledge. I think it's actually a salesperson's job is to help your prospects make the right decision at the right time. And one of the, when we work together, yes, we worked on a video sales letter. Yes, we updated all the copy. Yes, we worked on the offer and the value stack and lining it up and everything. But the other thing that we did during that time was we said, well, if the offer right now is not going to help them win new customers, if the offer right now is not the right decision for them, how can we make the offer the right decision? So we added in a bunch of new features that are actually going to help them reach their goals. Because when we first started working together, it was a commoditized offer. And it was like, okay, you're going to get your website for $200 a month. And if you compare that to signing up for WP Engine and blah, 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 you're probably saving a little bit of money. And it's hard to sell that way. It's challenging to sell if you're not like, this is going to change your life. Sign up for this right now. I want you to, you said you wanted to sell your business in 5 years, retire and go on a beach with your dog. I want you to hit that. And this is going to help you get there. Yeah. If you can really feel good about saying that, that's when I think you're going to have a lot of success with sales. So a lot of the things, there's the mindset shift things that I have to help the MSPs with. And that's why we actually put those in. So like what we do for them is, here's one thing, right? We added coaching calls every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you've signed up for it, right, you've got a great website. Well, we know the website, it's going to convert well. You still need to drive traffic, right? And at their budget where they are in their business, they should not be hiring an SEO agency. They can't afford to spend $3,000 a month on Google ads. Like, it doesn't make sense. They need to be doing the work that they can do to drive traffic to their website, but they need guidance on that. Yeah. So 2 hours a week, take that time out of our day, share some tactics, answer questions, helping them drive traffic to their website. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know, and I'm not going to mention numbers, but I know you guys are killing it, and it's a reflection, I believe, of the amount of people that you serve, and that you have solved problems for, your own company's success. It just proves that, to me, it proves that you guys are actually providing real value that is helping real people to uh, achieve this dream versus, here's a website, or here's just something that it's commodity that you can get anywhere. This is a real offer. It's an offer stack. It's a stack of all this value that you're just literally handing over to them, so they can plug and play. For those that are looking at the landscape of the market today and might have some doubts about how competitive it might be for them, or, has this ship sailed? Is this a newer opportunity for them, or is it at the end of that and they're struggling with that, and before they, kind of pull the trigger and maybe go with a company like yours? What would you say to those folks as far as the opportunity and where it is and where they should look at it today?
I was like, it kind of reminds me of, playing the stock market, where it's like, yeah, I wish I had invested in Nvidia 4 years ago. Yeah, I wish I had bought Bitcoin 7 years ago. I
Yeah.
thought 1,000 Bitcoin 7 years ago. But the truth is, there's something out there right now that I can buy, and 7 years from now, it'll give better returns than Bitcoin did for the people who bought it 7 years ago.
Mm.
There's always something. So, yes, we have to be staying in the cutting edge. And for us, that's why we're always releasing new features to our clients. We're always updating how we work on things. But no, there's never best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is today. Like, you can't time the market. You know what I mean? Like, you can invest when you can invest. If now is the time for you to start your business, start your business now.
Yeah, it's so true. And, are there new businesses coming on the market all the time that these folks can serve? Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are going out of business because they don't have resources like yours. The folks in the MSPs are also in danger of going out of business if they don't have proven tool sets for their toolbox to make this work. So yeah, I think there's always an opportunity. Sure, if you knew the first day that the market opened up, then yeah, that'd be a great day. But I think there's always going to be opportunity, don't you think? Like, I think there's always going to be ways to make things work.
In general, my investment style is, more, I don't know if you guys follow like Warren Buffett, and
Sure.
a lot of the things that he said is just really about doing good work, investing in good companies, playing the long game. So, if you're not in it for a quick cash grab, and you really are just, hey, this is going to be my life, I'm going to invest it into helping people do better in their business, whether it's us as marketing or companies helping this type of business do better with their marketing, or if you're an IT company helping this type of business, have their networks running and having their IT running seamlessly, you'll grow consistently. Do you know what I mean? Like, the S&P 500, like, it's like, yeah, Bitcoin would have been great, Nvidia would have been great, but at the same time, S&P 500's done really good over that year as well. Berkshire Hathaway stock has done really good over that time. Yes, it's still, it's not insane like Bitcoin did, but how many people chased Bitcoin and lost everything? Do you
Right.
know what I mean? So I know, like, right now you're doing a lot of work in AI, and I do think, like, that's amazing. Like, we have to be embracing AI. It would be reckless not to. Um, but at the same time, if you're someone coming in and being like, I'm going to quickly make a lot of money on an AI business, no. The reason why you're doing well with AI is because you have people that you've been helping. They've been on your email list for years,
Yeah.
and they've been following everything you said about automations before that, and before that, they email marketing, and before that, all the direct response marketing. So I think the misconception is that you can start a business and do really well off of some short-term trend,
Right.
and that might be happen for some people, but it's gambling.
Yes.
And I think if you want to run a great business, it's a lot easier than you think. You don't need to gamble. You could literally, like, I'm sure I don't know what the numbers are, but right, if you had invested $100,000 into the S&P 500 20 years ago, it's probably worth a couple million right now. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's the famous saying, it's not about timing the market, but it's about time in the market.
Yeah.
And I think in your market, in what I do, you're right. Sure, you want to. I'm a big fan of what's new because I'm like anybody. I want to keep ahead of what's going on, and I don't want to fall behind. But I also don't believe that it's going to be a magic wand that will solve all my problems and solve world hunger and all that. Like you got to do your reps. You've got to invest, I think, is the key word. It's an investment. It's not a gamble. It's not rolling the dice. And for MSPs that are looking to take this seriously and build a real business that pays real money and gives them the real lifestyle that they're looking for, they've got to find who's doing it right. Again, you guys have, I won't mention numbers, but you guys are you're doing wild success. And again, I think it speaks volumes because it says we're actually helping people in our space get results, not just good sales pitches that make you guys money, but it actually helps them make money. And that was why it was music to my ears to hear like you're already seeing fruits of our working together. And I wasn't cheap. One of the things I enjoyed about working with you, Nate, was that you can tell you really take this serious. I can tell why you're so successful. Because like you were just going through like you really wanted to make sure everything was finely tuned. So you were giving a good, solid product and to deliver it so that way you could feel good about that.
Yeah.
And I love that because I want to work with people like that. I want to work with people at that level. I want to be you when I grow up, and I want to have, I love that. And so anyway, it's just kudos to you and what you guys have been able to do. I see your ads on Facebook all the time, um, and I just love what you guys got going. So anyway, thank you so much for number one, the opportunity to work with you. Number two, for the opportunity to sit down here and connect with you uh, on today's call.
Thank you so much, Russell.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, and everybody. Real quick before I let you go, how can people find you? I know mspsites.com. Where else?
Yeah. mspsites.com. Check out that website. That's what me and you worked on. Every detail's covered, and we came up with some pretty cool stuff there. And then I'm on LinkedIn. So that's my main platform. So it's Nate Friedman on LinkedIn. And that's where I'm sharing a lot of my content. Maybe you'll catch some of this video on there. And just feel free to follow me, connect with me, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Awesome. Thank you again, sir. A pleasure, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Russell.